Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. It's nice to be back. I'm going to be doing a simple little rant about gratitude and living in an attitude of gratitude. One of my new friends I've met through the podcast of Angry Centaur Gaming is Go Burns. He's got a wonderful little vlog channel, and he did a thing on being thankful. I'll have a link for his wonderful vlog down below. He had some very unfortunate situation when his mom died very early when he was very young, and his dad, his pops, passed away recently. And it was very sad to hear that, but this is someone that rose above it, has been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and has tried to find the silver lining in this whole situation. So I kind of tuned into his vlog. I'd never watched his vlogs before. I've been enjoying his Destroy All Humans Let's Plays, which he's been doing lately. It's a lot of fun to watch that, as well as the wonderful Red Dead Revolver, two wonderful games that were on the PS2 and the original Xbox that you can now get at the PlayStation Store. So I've been enjoying his Let's Plays. I only watched a few of them, as well as some information and some great gameplay videos he's been doing on Mafia 3. So you can always check his channel out. I'll have a link below to his channel and this video that I'm discussing. But he did this thing about being thankful and how, Thanksgiving is one of his favorite holidays. It's a wonderful time to be thankful, and I was very inspired by it. And I wanted to kind of do, not so much a VR, but just kind of do my take on a subject that has really been upon me more than usual. I've had a tremendous amount of ups and downs the last probably 18 months. Severe health problems with my inside, my stomach, completely coming apart. Having an infected colon that almost killed me. Last for around New Year's. I came back from New Year's Eve actually, and was raced to the hospital, and I thought I was going to die from it. I was badly infected, and it was touch and go, and I had to spend some time in the hospital because of it. So my esophagus is eroded from just years of drinking soda and beer and what have you. So I've had to really curtail my diet the last year and a half or so and change. But that was about a year or so ago. I've had a lot of health problems, and then my lower back went out because I do a lot of physical work with my painting business. And I thought I was on top of the world just a couple of years ago. With the business has really picked up, and money has been very good. I've had money to buy my little house here, and to put a new roof on it, and repair a lot of things that were really kind of needed to be repaired in the house. It's kind of falling apart. It was a fixer-upper, but it's cost a small fortune to keep it. So I've had to pretty much forgo buying a new work truck. I have the same truck for almost 9 years now, and it still runs great. So this vlog is more about being thankful, and sometimes it takes something really bad to hit you in life, and almost knock you right in your ass before you wake up and you realize just how good you have it, or how good looking back, how good you had it in the past, and took those days for granted. It's very easy to do. When you're younger, you feel indestructible. You go into the world 150 miles an hour, and you just live one day at a time. You're living in the now, and it's great. And I've lived that way most of my life. I didn't worry too much about the past. If someone asked me, what are you doing next weekend? Oh, God, I don't know. I'm just living for today. Call me Friday, and we'll see what I'm doing Friday. Now I'm the type where I'll plan things out months in advance, and someone will say, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And that's months away. Well, we have an appointment. We're going to make reservations at 2 o'clock at this favorite restaurant, something like that. So I'm a lot more structured now. And I think as you get older, you acquire a little bit of wisdom, and you learn from the mistakes and kind of diving in head first and being impetuous and impulsive and all those things, which I've been most of my life. And so, it's been a rough uphill battle. I've had, highs and lows, or times where I was making, six-figure salary and had an ocean view of Catalina Island, and a brand new black Corvette, and I thought I had the world by the tail. And then something would come and knock me down several notches, and I'd have to start over and pick back up and try to, take years to kind of get back on top again. And this has been a pattern that goes, every 5 to 7 years, I have these ups and downs with my business and money and life in general. Ex-wives, friends, relationships, problems with family, you name it. And it's tough sometimes to keep it all in perspective. But watching this Go Burns vlog on it, you realize that as bad as you think you have things right now, and sometimes you can't see the silver lining. All you see is like you're in a giant pit or a hole, and all you see is the muddy walls of this giant hole. You can see some light somewhere up at the top, but it looks like you'll never get up. You're never going to be able to climb out of it, and it's discouraging. And I've got so many friends that have gone through really bad times the last couple of years. The economy's never fully picked back up after the economic collapse we had in America in 2007 or 8. It's been horrendous. And I've just been very, very careful with my money. I'm trying to learn the lessons that over the years. Years ago, I just spent money on cars and lavish vacations and, whatever I wanted, I had the money for. I'll just go out and buy new furniture, this, that, whatever. I don't do that as much anymore. I'm very tight now. And this last year, it was a year ago this month, right around Thanksgiving, I was doing a giant corpulent house, painting a giant interior by myself, and I had a deadline. It was like a 2-week job, and I said, I'll do it in a week. I was putting in long days, working 7 days a week on it. About a week and a half, I knocked it out by myself, but I really screwed my back up. I slipped a couple discs in my lower back, and the pain was just very intense. And my right leg felt like I thought I was going to have it sawed off. It was in so much pain from my ass all the way down to my right foot. And other aches and pains. I've got a couple, torn discs in my neck as well that haven't healed properly from a head-on collision back in 2000 at high speed that killed the other party that was a drunk driver that hit me head-on. And so I've had years of, pain. Here I do a physical thing, and I have to just work through that pain as best I can. So it's helped me to appreciate just how good I had it all those years. I took my health for granted. I took my friends and family for granted as well. And it's a very somber reflection when you come to that realization, where you're at that point in your life. And this last year of, having this back surgery, it was around March or so. It took me forever to qualify. I had to get spinal injections and take oral steroids and all this stuff to try to see if that would help at first, which it didn't because it was so bad. I've got a permanent degenerative disc disease in my lower disc. They're completely like paper thin. They're practically gone. And a couple of them had just kind of spread out and wrapped around my nervous system. They had to cut all those away. It was like a $65,000 operation. Thank God I had insurance, something I've always taken for granted. I never realized, you don't realize how much you need insurance until you really need it. And then all of a sudden you see, geez, it's nice to have it. I always whine and complain about having to spend so much money a month on it. Now I appreciate it. And it's been a sombering wake-up call for me to appreciate what I have. Like I mentioned in one of my other vlogs, I can't buy the games that I used to buy. I bought 2 brand new $60 games all year because I just can't, I can't do it. I can't rationalize spending money right now until I get back on my feet. I've worked about 4.5 months out of the whole year. I'm just now getting back on my feet. I can't even put in a full 8-hour day anymore. I can only work, between 4 and 6 hours a day, and that's it. And I'm climbing the walls by that point. I come home, I usually pass out, take a pain pill, take a nap, and then I try to move around the house. And if I'm able, I can sit down and play a game for about an hour and a half, and that's it. That's what I've been doing lately. I've been playing Need for Speed Rivals, having a lot of fun with this. I haven't played this in a couple of years, I think. It's really a blast. It's kind of fun to play a good racing game, and it looks great on the PlayStation 4 Pro. And just last night I played a shitload of about an hour and a half or so of Grand Theft Auto 5, just kind of exploring, driving around, and really digging the new graphics on the PS4 Pro. But so even though I'm gaming a lot less, I can't put in those 5 to 7 hour gaming sessions per night. I mean, a year ago I played like 5 Call of Duty games back to back over 2 weeks. I mean, that was just every night. It took me a couple nights per game to get through them. And I was putting them on the hard level, a notch up from the normal level, and seeing if I can beat them all in that. It's just so much fun to play games and go back and play your favorites on the last gen or the 6th gen or what have you. But it's been tough times. It's really been a wake-up call. And even a few years ago, I mean, I'd buy a new console. I bought a new Xbox 360 in 2009, and it's like, oh, the hell with this original Xbox. I'm going to give my original Xbox and my PS2 away. I gave them to nephews. I had, probably, God, 100 and something games. I gave all those to family and friends. I had my very favorite, last 15 games, and I donated those to Classic Game Room. And CGR Undertale and Mark Bussler himself in Classic Game Room reviewed many of those games, including my favorite Operation Resurrection for the PlayStation 2. One of my favorite games. It was so wonderful to have Mark Bussler himself review. Here it is right here. My Wolfenstein Return to Castle. In fact, I have all of the gameplay footage captured of the Xbox version, which I'd never played until recently. And I'm planning on doing a wonderful, really in-depth review of one of my favorite games and franchises, the Wolfenstein Return to Castle, as well as a Manhunt. I have all of the footage for Manhunt after doing my Let's Play. I wanted to do my ultimate definitive review of that. Both games are in my top 10 favorites of all time. But anyway, it's been a tough year, and I've had my ups and downs. The pain was so bad last January to March that I had some real dark thoughts about my life, and I felt like I was letting my wife down. Now I can no longer support her to the same degree that I used to, and I refused to, my pride wouldn't let me. I couldn't live off of my wife's income, and I was just, tortured over this. Like, what am I going to do? I finally found a full-time job for a while. It kept me busy for about 6 weeks, and there was no more work. It took me a while before I could even do that. I had to wait 8 weeks for a doctor's clearance before I can go back to work. And he said, even then, you got to be very, very careful, very limited with the time and effort you put into it. But I put in a full-time job and did this for, probably a month and a half to almost 2 months. And then there was just no work. They're letting me go, and here we gotta work for a day or so here or there. So I said, you know what, screw it, I'll go back. I'll just go back to running my own business. That's what I've done. So I've been starting from scratch. I had all that marketing and all my leads and sales calls that I was on a year ago. I just let go. I called quite a few people back. Said, look, I'm incapacitated, can no longer work, and it's tough times. So it's been tough. The work thing's been tough. I've got a really nice big job I'm working on now. I just got home from work right now. I got paint all over my hands. I just quickly washed my hands and face and threw a t-shirt on here and wanted to do this vlog before Thanksgiving because it's one of my favorite times of year. And I've just been inspired. I was inspired by the Go Burns vlog that he did on thankfulness and being thankful. And I was really touched by his memory of his parents. I don't have the greatest relationship at all with my folks. I haven't talked to either one of them in years. I love both of them, and I wish them no ill. I think the world of them. I just can't have them in my environment, unfortunately. They're not a big fan of, neither one of them care for my choices in life, from my wife to what I'm doing with my life, and where I chose to buy a house. And they don't like video games at all. They think video games are an absolute waste of time, and, remind me of that as often as possible. So they don't understand any of this, and I don't care. I don't hide who I am. I put it on Facebook and Twitter. I'm a gamer. I like cars. I like art, and that's it. I don't have a dual life with some friends, and then I just put it all out there. Everyone knows I've got a YouTube channel. A lot of them shake their heads. I can't believe you're still playing video games and talking about gaming all the time. Dude, let's go out and do this or do that. We take road trips. I have a couple of high school buddies over here in the Bay Area. About once a year, I'll go over and pop over and say hi and have a nice lunch and some beers or something. But none of them are into gaming. None of them have any interest in it. But that's okay. That's why I do YouTube. And that's one of the other things that I'm very, very thankful for. We live in a day and age where no one wants to hang out anymore. It's like pulling teeth to get anyone to call you back or to text you. And you can't even call now. It's like you should call or text first, see if it's okay, and then call them. I just talked with my buddy Angel, who donated this wonderful PS4 Pro to me just recently. My wife was gone last weekend. My daughter, our grandbaby, had her 5th birthday, and so my wife wanted to go down and have a wonderful birthday party for her daughter and our granddaughter Paula. and little Aubrey, and so she was gone for a few days. I took her down to the airport like Friday morning and picked her up Sunday. So I had time by myself. So it was nice. I had all this time. So I called Angel. We talked on the phone for hours. Really nice. Kind of nice to actually pick up a telephone and talk to a human being again. Don't get me wrong. I love YouTube and I love interacting with my friends in the comment section. And now I have even more friends thanks to this wonderful and very magnanimous shout out that Carrick did of Angry Centaur Gaming. Out of left field, did a very surprising. I mean, my mouth was hanging open after he did it, but I'm very thankful he did, because now I have even more good friends that I can interact with. It's so wonderful having new people that are watching my channel. Whether they sub or whether they just watch it, it's okay. I'm just thankful to have more gaming related friends to interact with. That's why I'm in it. That's why I love YouTube. And I'm very, very thankful for these, for the subs and the viewers. And what I prefer to call them friends. I don't call them fans so much. I mean, I use my Vinnie Corleone. It's kind of like my username. Vinnie Corleone 62 on YouTube. But I use my real name on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, because this is what you see is what you get. This is exactly who I am. This is non-scripted. I just come up with an inspiration, put the camera on, hook it up. Hopefully the lighting and everything is okay, and go for it. And that's pretty much it. And I sit in Sony Vegas and play with the sound to compensate for the weak, mic and the camera and what have you. And I'll add a few effects and maybe some overlays of photos and what have you. And that's it. But I'm kind of a caveman, a Fred Flintstone, if you will, with technology. So I'm not real good with editing and making first-class YouTube content, but I'm very, very thankful that for whatever reason, people find me or what I have to say, or my years of wisdom, or foolish mistakes that I've made, that are all the things that have shaped me and molded me into whatever I am now. They seem to like it, and it's just very nice to have good, like-minded friends that we can enjoy this great hobby of gaming, whether we're into retro collecting or we're into the new stuff. It's just nice that we can all share a wonderful hobby. And to me, I don't care if it's on a PC, a console. I'm more of a console gamer myself. Kind of gun shy after Silent Hunter 3 grenaded my 2004 Dell PC. I've been kind of reluctant to get back into PC gaming, but someday I'd like to get a nice PC rig, and I've got one good friend in LA that wants to help build me a really nice one. So, but I have to get my back up to par. Like again, I had, thanks to my Percocet, I can sit here in this chair long enough to do a half an hour rant or so, but then I'm climbing the wall. So it's hard for me to edit. That's why I haven't done my reviews. I've been wanting to review Manhunt and Wolfenstein, Return to Castle, but it requires hours of sitting at a desk and italicize, doing all my editing and overlays, and and I like to do a good job of those. I have done some game reviews, not as many as I'd like to, but I love doing them, and I'm anxious to do more, but it's just going to be a while before I can sit at a PC. But getting back to my main point, I'm just so thankful that I have people that have stayed with me. I get a tremendous outpouring of support here in the U.S. and my friends in the U.K., Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Italy, Germany, all over the world, Sweden, a couple good friends in Greece, everywhere, that have just poured out so much support and so much love through very difficult times. And like I said, there was a couple months where I was really in a dark place and really looking hard at my life, and I just couldn't take the pain. I couldn't take feeling like an invalid, that I get people waiting on me. I couldn't even bathe for 2 months. I had to have my wife bathe me. I couldn't even get dressed. You really start to look at your life in a big way, and you look at the things that you shamefully have taken for granted for so many years, that we have 2 hands and 2 eyes, and you can hear and see. You have all these wonderful senses which help us to enjoy games. We can really get into games because of these wonderful senses. And that's why VR and all of that's coming into play now, because we're taking it to the next level. And I'm just so thankful that I still have my awareness, that I still have my brain, what's left of it, even abusing that for so many years with, you know, bong resin and alcohol and everything else. But I've done my best to really try to learn from my past and to change and to live a much more productive life, a healthier life, and to try to really be in an attitude of gratitude and be thankful for my very good friends. So many good friends on YouTube all over the world. Thank you so much for following my channel, for all of the kind words and the positive things that you bring to YouTube. Whether you have your own YouTube channel or you just simply like to comment and interact, I can't tell you how much it means to me personally. I really do appreciate it. Even wonderful people like Carrick of Angry Centaur Gaming. I mean, we become, you know, good friends on Facebook and Twitter, and just kind of chatting back and forth. I didn't think anything was going to come of it. I just said, look, dude, I want to support your channel. I have very limited money. I'll support you when I can. And I started doing the Patreon thing, and then I had to stop it for a while because I lost my job, and I'm trying to get back on track with that again. And he said, dude, don't worry about it. I like you as a friend. I don't care about the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate it and appreciate your help with it, but that's not why I'm into this. And it's just a tremendous outpouring of support. And it really shows the good side of the gaming community. And at a time where it's probably been at the most negative. I've seen so much trolling and so much negativity and jaded opinion and attitudes about gaming and tech. And I just want to say that be thankful that we live in this wonderful age of information with the internet that we have, and there's so many, it's like a double-edged sword. I mean, in some respects we've lost that wonderful interaction of playing split screen on the couch with friends and just having friends over. God, back in the 90s and the 80s, I had friends over virtually every single week and weekend. My friend would come by after work 2-3 times a week, and then we'd hang out Friday nights and Saturday, Sundays he'd spend the night. We'd be playing video games on the PlayStation 1, then go down to the jacuzzi, come back up, make some rum drinks, some mudslide drinks or whatever, and get right back to gaming, playing Alien Trilogy, or, I mean, you name it. We were just, Twisted Metal 2, I mean, Duke Nukem Time to Kill, wonderful, great times of gaming. I'll have to do my history of gaming one of these days and get into some of these great stories. I had some wonderful stories of just partying that was out of control, all centered around consoles and gaming. Really good times in the old days. And a lot of that's gone now, but we can still interact because of this great thing called the internet. So sadly, we don't have the personal interaction to the same degree that we did. I have a couple local friends that they aren't into gaming, but I do see them every so often, which is nice. But, you know, they're into other stuff. We're into, like, you know, backpacking and hiking, canoeing and stuff like that. We have a mutual couple. We go over to the coast and take trips or drive up to Lake Tahoe with or whatever. It's very nice. It's a shame that they're not into gaming, but that's okay. It all works out in the end. So I'm just thankful to have the friends that I have. I'm thankful to have the ability to even get back to work, even though it's a limited capacity and a lot less money. Certainly don't have the money to go nuts with the games anymore and buy all the consoles I want and all that stuff, but it's okay. I'm very, very thankful for what I have. I'm very thankful that I have, you know, my PlayStation 2 and original Xbox and a Super NES and a Sega Genesis. And a lot of those I have an extra backup console as well, or if not a couple. I got 3 original Xboxes because of that. So I'm very excited. I'm hopefully going to have my good buddy Clint's going to mod one of my original Xboxes soon, take out the clock capacitor and dial it in so I can play a lot of those wonderful arcade games that I can't afford to buy. These Super NES games are just getting out of control price-wise, but it's all good, and it's all okay. That's really all I wanted to say, is that just live in an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for your good friends. Be thankful for your ability to even play video games. You know, I mean, so many friends of mine that I've lost since high school that have died of cancer and died in horrible car accidents. One of my very best friends just died a few years ago that we were really close, and it's just, it's sad to just wake up and to realize they're gone forever. And as you get older, especially in your 50s, you realize how short life is. I mean, I got another 20, 30 years or so left, and that's it. I've been with my wife for 21 years, and it seems like a drop in the bucket, like nothing. So time goes by really fast when you're older. When you've kind of seen it all and done it all, there's not a lot of new experiences. Life really goes by fast. I mean, and you have to make the most of it. You have to try to appreciate every day that you're here is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift that we can, do gaming. It's a gift that we can do YouTube and share our passion with our good friends. To me, that's what it's all about. It's not about sub numbers and I've got 800,000 subs in my channel. I mean, that would be nice. It'd be nice to have more friends. I'm very, very humbled and thankful for the subs that I have. I'm very thankful for the friends and the genuine interaction with good people that like my content, like something about me, God knows what, and take the time to watch my videos. Not everyone comments, and some people just will hit the thumbs up and like it, and that's great too. I appreciate all that support. I get a lot of personal messages too. Some people won't comment at all on the videos, but they'll immediately send me a private PM via Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. Hey Dean, really happy to see your back is getting better. You're doing well with gaming. Here's a couple recommendations, and I really appreciate those PMs. It means so much to me. So be thankful this Thanksgiving. I mean, it's kind of an American, holiday and pastime. I forget that not everyone in the world celebrates it, but it's nice to have a particular time of year, especially, that you're just thankful for good food, for good fellowship with your friends, for good times with gaming. Even if for me it's short, but I'm just thankful. I'm so enthralled with that 90 minutes of playing GTA 5 last night. It was magical. I had to force myself to shut it off because I start getting into it, and before I know it, 3, 4, or 5 hours is gone, and then I screw myself. So I got to be careful. My wife is after me constantly. Hey, you've already been doing it 90 minutes. You got to shut that thing off. I go, yeah, I know. Let me just get to this next level and I'll shut it off. So she means well. My wife has been very supportive, and so have my friends. I got a wonderful card from a bunch of, when I was in the hospital, a whole bunch of friends of mine and YouTubers in the UK all signed a giant card, sent it to me. It meant so much to me when I was down and out. And that's the kind of, it's the reason why I do YouTube. That's the reason why I'm here. And I hopefully have something valuable to say, or something that's positive that can encourage and enlighten others, because that's what it's all about. So just remember that whatever you focus on in life expands into reality. You focus on all the good things, you'll see more positive, good things come into your life. If you focus on all the things that aren't working out, and the negative, and all the drama, and the trolls, and all that, then that'll get to you, and you'll see more of that expand into reality. So you have to be very careful what you align your thinking with, who you hang out with, what you associate, what you think about all day long, because that ultimately becomes your life and the days of your life. And these are things I've had to learn the hard way, unfortunately. I'm kind of pig-headed and not the brightest tool in the toolbox at times, but I do the best that I can to try to learn from life so I don't make the same mistakes again. So I urge you, be thankful, my friends. Be thankful that we live in this great age to where we have so many wonderful new games. I brought this up because I want to play this, more of the skirmish modes, offline this weekend. I'm just so excited about playing this. And I'm really excited about the PlayStation Network has a wonderful Black Friday sale for the next few days. You can get Mad Max for like $10. They've got Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year edition for like $10 or $15. I can only afford one. I might get one game. I got $20 in my wallet, in my PlayStation account. And they have a Far Cry Primal Apex edition that has like all the DLC for like $19.99. So I'm leaning towards getting that. I didn't have the money to buy Batman Arkham. I'd kind of like to get that, but I really want this Far Cry Primal after my good buddy Carrick raved about it so highly. We talked about it actually after our podcast as well. We were talking more about it, and I told him how much I appreciated his wonderful review. And that's another thing that I'm so thankful that I have other YouTubers that I love that inspire me, that save me money. I mean, I've already saved money with a couple games that I was hell-bent to buy, or find a way to get them. And then after watching Carrot's wonderful, very in-depth reviews in every aspect of it, I would hold off, Dean. Hold off on this one. And sometimes I'd send him a PM, hey, I really like the game, but what do you think about this? He's just wait. You wait. Believe me, the price will drop. Then you can pick it up. So I really appreciate those suggestions and recommendations. And that's what's great about YouTube is that you get everything. You can just watch, people lighting things on fire if you want. You can watch your friends do rants and vlogs. I live for the vlogs and the rants, or what they call waffles over in Europe, I love that. Just to see a real person just sit there and talk about their life, their passions, the things that they're excited about. To me, that's what it's all about. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's great when you want to learn how to fix something on your truck or your car or your kitchen. It's great for that. Music videos, game trailers, movie trailers. It's all good and it's a lot of fun. But there's something about the gaming community where it just gels. It hits on all 8 cylinders for me. And I feel so honored and so proud to be a part of it. So thank you very much for all the new people that have subscribed to my channel and have followed me. I hope I don't disappoint you. I'll do my best to try to bring something of value, bring something of myself to you. And that's what it's all about. Whether my channel grows anymore or not, it's okay. I just am so thankful to have so many good people in my life. And I'm hoping over time I'll get better and I can get back into gaming and get back with 2 and 3 and 4 hour sessions. I really enjoy that. If I lay down, I can do it. It's just kind of hard. If I get really into combat, especially with FPS games, which I love, I find myself sitting up for those parts. So a lot of the exploration in Fallout 4, I could lay on my side and just kind of wander around. It was cool. But the minute it starts getting hot and heavy with the action, I start sitting upright and then I pay the price. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Tell the people that you're closest to how much you appreciate them. And just never cease to be in that wonderful spirit and attitude of appreciation, because we have so much to be thankful for. We live in a wonderful age. Gaming has never been cheaper, never been more accessible. We can get everything we want, from old retro games to new stuff, have it delivered magically right to your front door without even leaving the house. It's a beautiful thing. We live in a very special day and age, yet people take it for granted. Let's not take each other for granted, and let's be appreciative of the wonderful times that we live in. It's nothing but good times ahead, I think, for the future of gaming and this wonderful hobby that we love, as well as our, YouTube. Hopefully YouTube will continue on and we can continue to have this wonderful forum to talk about a hobby that we love so much. So thanks very much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your games. Enjoy a good movie or book or your favorite music this weekend, because that's what life is all about. Make every day count, because life is short. Thanks for watching, guys.